Hi crafters, Karen here, and in today's video it's all about my first paper pad smash for 2025. Each month I will be working on completing a paper pad, whether it be a 12 by 12, 6 by 6, or 6 by 8. For this month, for January, I decided that I would go with the Park Lane First Snow 6 by 8 paper pad, and it is double-sided. And I had opened this and used a couple of sheets in previous years. I've had this for several years. And I did use a couple of sheets, but then had put it away and I just kind of forgot about it. So I went in my stash, I brought this out, and because winter is still here, I thought that this would be a great pad to use up. I did get a total of 48 cards, and I did use a lot of Call Me Crafty Al's sheet load of cards, and then I also just did some without any templates. I also have this ephemera pack. It was a 30-piece pack, and you'll see those. They went really well with the paper pad. And again, I did use a few of them in previous projects, but I still had several left over. And then I have this coordinating pack of cardstock from Park Lane as well. Comes with 50 sheets, and you can see the different colors that you get here. I have plenty of this left over, but that's okay because I will definitely use that for other projects. So before I go into the cards that I made using my sheet load, the sheet load of cards, let me go ahead and show you what I made just without any templates. Now, I have these animal ephemera, and that was part of that 30-piece ephemera pack. And when I saw these animals, I immediately thought of my woodland embossing folder. So I brought that in, and then I just layered the animals on the front of that. And then I had a couple of sentiment pieces that I used, and I also brought in some diamond dots. You'll see that throughout the video, just for added embellishments on the front of the cards. So some foxes, 2 bears, and then this pretty owl. And then I have this other set here, and there's the diamond dots again. I had this Winter Wishes sentiment from an Ornaments collection from Hero Arts that I have in my stash. I brought in my snowflakes embossing folder from Darice, and again, just using up what I had in the paper pad. At this point, I think a lot of the papers were gone, which is why I brought in the embossing folder, and then I had a lot of these were scraps or left over after making the other cards that you'll see in just a minute. I really like the different colors in these snowflakes. They're very, very pretty. Love these patterned trees and the snowflakes in the background. That gold foil in some of them. All right, now we'll get into the sheet loads. So I'll start with the August 2019. And so I pretty much did follow the template that comes with it. And these are what I made. And I did do it on black cardstock. Used up one of those sentiments again. Now, as much as I wanted to make winter cards with the Let It Snow and the Winter Wishes, I did have some Christmas greetings. So I'll just put those with my Christmas stash. And here is the December 2019. And I did change this up just a little bit. I didn't add a sentiment here. These cards ended up having, except for the bear, they did have a sentiment on there. And then I did make my fishtail banner just a little bit more wide than what is on the template. And again, this was coming down to my scraps, so I just used what I had. And these are my diamond dots. I had some brads in my stash to add to the tag, and I just thought that those turned out super cute. moving on to the January 2020. So I kind of used I had these large sentiments or ephemera pieces, and this Hello Winter was another stamp that I had in my collection that I used. And so I did I used a bigger scallop. I have a die from Waffle Flower that cuts this out, and I just kept it the same width. I didn't change it to really match what was on the template. And then again, just adding in some of these diamond dots. There's more of those ephemera pieces. So this was a fun paper pad to use. I really liked the colors in it. I'm a huge fan of the blues and the grays, especially when it comes to winter. It must be all about that winter solstice that I like so much. Here I'm bringing in the March 2020, and I had some of these tags left over, so instead of a sentiment here, I just brought in my tag because it had a sentiment on it, and then just again using up those papers. Now I should have, tried to maybe lower this piece a little bit because of that bear, or put it on the outside like I did here, but that's okay. They can still make out that it is a polar bear. Here I have the April 2020, and this was the sheet load that I used in the sheet load of cards January when we did our January sheet load. And love these papers. I love the background. Again, sticking with my winter wishes and then using my diamond dots for extra embellishment. I really do like the snowflake pattern paper here. I love those purples, the blues, the greens. They really did come out really pretty. Moving into the May 2020 sheet load. Here's the template. I pretty much followed it. For these, I did not add sentiment. I just left it blank, and then the inside could tell them, the message of, what the card represents. Again, adding in those extra diamond dots. I love the foil in the pattern paper. Really, really pretty. And here I've got the January 2023. I did decide to make some slimline cards, and I pretty much followed this template as you see it. And I had a couple of these snowflake ephemera, so I just tucked it under my sentiment. Again, adding more of those diamond dots. I have a snowflake punch that I used just to add on to the embellishment there, or the sentiment, excuse me. Pretty snowflakes for the paper. And I also did these in black, and then I just lined the inside with white cardstock for either a stamped message or a written message. And then this sheet load, this was from the Card Maker Success Summit. This was a few years ago, and I brought that in and again used up some of those snowflakes and brought in my diamond dots. Again, love the really pretty foil that they have in some of these patterned papers. And that is the end of my sheet loads. And I hope that this has inspired you to go into your stash, get out your paper pads, and see if you can smash them like I did here. And until my next video, friends, I hope your day is a crafty day. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.